This summer, the Navy's Judge Advocate General program took a beating in public. This was during the trial of SEAL Eddie Gallagher. Outside the courtroom, perceived missteps were fodder for Gallagher's attorney, Mark Mukasey.
I think today you saw what not to do if you want to have a criminal investigation done with integrity. You saw the exact opposite. You saw sloppiness, you saw shoddiness, you saw negligence.
When the summer began, 6 SEALs were set to go on trial for war crimes in San Diego from 2 separate incidents. By the end of the summer, the Navy dismissed 5 of those cases. Gallagher was acquitted of the most serious war crime allegations. During Gallagher's trial, the prosecution's star witness said on the stand that he was the one who killed the wounded ISIS detainee in their custody. The lead prosecutor was removed over allegations of spying on the defense. To top it all off, President Trump tweeted support for Gallagher both before and after the trial. Navy Secretary Richard Spencer ordered a complete review of the Navy and Marine Judge Advocate programs, looking at everything from how they are trained to their leadership. Reform won't be easy.
I love the idea of traveling the world.
Lieutenant Jessica Wu is a Judge Advocate General's attorney in San Diego. JAG does much more than conduct courts martial. Wu's helped sailors write wills. At the moment, she's instructing Navy and Marine officers in how to apply military law.
Because there are not enough judge advocates and paralegals, we need legal officers who are surface warfare officers, submarine officers, aviators, who are providing administrative disciplinary advice to their commanding officers.
There's something else unique to military justice. It's a commander, not a prosecutor or judge, who actually decides who goes to trial. It can lead to allegations of bias. The military law experts we talked to say President Trump created his own conflict when he began tweeting about the Gallagher case. As commander-in-chief, he's actually part of the military justice system. One way to get around undue command influence is to take certain cases out of the Navy's hands. While the Gallagher war crimes trial was going on in San Diego, a few miles away, federal prosecutors were 6 years into trying one of the largest scandals in Navy history. Last year, the acting inspector general for the Pentagon, Glenn Fine, he told Congress about the Malaysian contractor dubbed Fat Leonard.
By systematically grooming and bribing active duty military and civilian employees of the U.S. Navy with things of value, such as dinners, gifts, hotel expenses, money, and the services of prostitutes.
Federal prosecutors have been quietly effective, netting 33 federal indictments and 22 guilty pleas. Our experts say the success of Fat Leonard gives the Navy options as it looks at what went wrong in the war crimes trials in San Diego this year.
Steve, if we were to go down deeper, what would you say is the root cause here?
Well, it's hard to get down to just one particular cause. So I talked to a couple of different former JAG officers who are now teaching military law. They talked about the notion of undue command influence. In fact, they just changed the rules for military justice to limit the role of commanders in military justice to sort of root out some of this. So in the Gallagher case, this comes up in the form of the presidential tweets. One of the law professors I talked to called this extremely dangerous. The commander-in-chief is shaming people about their role in this case.
So did you ask them about potential solutions, maybe using federal court more?
Right, and right here in San Diego, the Fat Leonard case was an example of when federal courts seem to work really well. One of the law professors we talked about said sexual assault is another area where federal court might work better than the military justice system, and it also might take some of the pressure off of the military justice system. But she felt that war crimes were different, that this was central to what the Navy and the military in general does, and that they have to take, command of war crimes trials. So she thought that maybe some of the issues were maybe the Navy just doesn't have enough staff. The Air Force boasts about it being the second largest JAG operation below the Army. Well, the Navy is larger than the Air Force, so maybe they just need more personnel. Or maybe they simply need more training. Commanders need better training to handle military justice.
So what happens from here on out?
So the Secretary of the Navy is expected to finish up this review sometime in November. And we know in the case of SEAL Eddie Gallagher that the CNO just ruled on his case, basically upholding the Navy's sentence in that case, though he's expected to appeal to President Trump for a pardon.
KPBS military reporter Steve Walsh, thank you.